Welcome back, my friends, and to all of you who celebrated, a very happy new year. This is going to be our first video for 2025, and as you can see, we are back in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, and we still have to do the suspension on the General. We still have the interior. And there's still an engine cover that needs to be put in here. So let's go ahead and go to assembly mode. Oh, we had already put it on. Okay. Well, that's what I get for having not been in the game for a while. As for that, I apologize. These past couple weeks have been a bit crazy. What with Christmas and New Year's and yeah. Working fast food, it takes it out of you when the holidays are around and people travel to see their families. Now, on another note, the last videos I was talking about information relating to the General and its motors. Well, after having watched John Schneider's YouTube channel, the actor who played Bo Duke, he had answered a question of sorts about the cars they used. And in all of the cars they ever used, he never recalled seeing a Charger with the Hemi motor. So we need to keep that in mind, that out of the 300 some cars they used, not a single one was a Hemi that he can recall. So as far as that goes, I guess you could say that this car having the 440 wedge in it would still be considered an accurate representation of the General. Being that they used the cars however it was they were able to pick them up engine-wise. So if that means the car had a 318 in it, then they used it with the 318. If it had the 340 in it, they used it with the 340. And so on and so forth. So, because he's willing to share his knowledge in the show, I wanted to give John Schneider a shout out on the channel. If you have any questions about the show, you can always go to his channel, John Space Schneider, and leave your question for him in the comments. And if it is one of his most commonly asked questions, he generally does a video of his top 10 most frequently asked. Also, for those of you who are wondering why I have not put out any American Truck Simulator videos, those will be coming back shortly. It just got to the point where my laptop that I record these videos on was not able to handle the game anymore. I would take loads and I would get to points with the loads where the game would just say that it could not sync the load. So I had to either abandon the loads well, I had no choice but to abandon the loads. And I just did not want to do that anymore. So I stopped creating videos on American Truck Simulator. We don't have another spring? No, we do not. Okay. Well, let's get to fixing our brakes. We'll get that going. And we'll get to fixing our suspension parts. Now, as far as the general goes, I am not putting performance parts in the suspension because I am not sure back in the 60s and 70s that they really had performance upgrade parts for the suspensions in those cars. So I think that it would be inappropriate to put performance parts on the car as far as suspension goes. Brakes they may have, but I am not going to upgrade the brakes either. these are going to be difficult repairs. Yeah, you can tell I'm off my repair game. And now you're seeing just how many cars I stripped to get the parts I needed for our car. But all these parts can come in handy when it comes time for another build on a classic car. So we actually do still have a solid rear axle, that's good. We do have another car sitting in the shop where we can take the missing parts from, so that's okay. Because if you notice, while we were taking the suspension apart, our General did not have any small rubber bushings in its leaf springs. And as we've been repairing, the leaf springs have not come up. So we will need to pull the leaf springs from the other car. We will have to cross our fingers and hope that the U-bolts are good, because we need 3 of those, if not all 4. And we are still going to need a brake drum. There we go. Let's get this up in the air. And from the looks, it does have pretty much everything we're going to need. Because we're going to need this fuel tank as well. It does have our U-bolts. We're going to go ahead and pull these shock absorbers as well. Let's go ahead and pull these off because I think we still need one of these. And we need to come up front here. I think we need a caliper. We're going to need an upper suspension arm. So we'll go ahead and grab both of these. And because I am uncertain of whether or not we have a servo to put in our general, I'm going to drain that. We're going to take this and we're going to strip this fuse box as well. Okay. Now we need to go check our brake section in here. And we need to see. Oh, look at that. We got tie rods. We're going to need a couple of these spring caps. But we do not have a drum. That means we will have to go to the junkyard unfortunately, okay. Let's go see what we can put together as far as springs go. Not much. Well, hold on. Let's take this back apart real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our shopping list. And for right now, we are going to clear our shopping list. So we know we're going to need one of these. So we actually have 4 good leaf springs. Did this have rear springs on it? It did not. What about this one? Oh, that's because we don't need the spring caps. But what we do need is we need the drum and brake shoe off of this one. So we'll grab this drum and this brake shoe. Then we'll go ahead and grab this shock absorber. We'll get this lowered down just in case. Let's go do some quick repairs. Okay, so that battery tray was not repairable. Well, let's get started on putting our suspension back together and see what we have left. Oh, pinion bearing was not repairable. Okay. So for that, we need to go to the parts store and we need to buy one. Rear differential and pinion bearing are not repairable. But I could have swore I repaired that part. Okay. It was the differential that we repaired. Now, if you are new to this series, we need a rear differential cover. So we will not be finishing the suspension in this episode, and that's an unfortunate thing. that means I will have to spend time searching the junkyard for the parts. Or actually, no, because I have that one right there. We may just be able to finish this car, the suspension anyway, in this video. Plus I have the other ones sitting outside. And we need another bearing retainer. So up in the air this goes again. Take that bearing retainer, and we'll take this diff cover. That's that. Let's make a quick repair on this brake drum cylinder. So I never actually put the rims and tires together. Let's just double check our tire sizes. 235 60 15s. So I never bought the tires. Fair enough. So we're going to go here. And the tires we are going to go with we're just going to go ahead and put them on vintage tire B. We need 4. At a 235 60. Now these are the rims, the only rims I could get that are closest to the General's rims. They're not perfect, but they will have to do. Now, what I would really like to have been able to do with this car, as it was always something that the boys had in the show, was that they always had at least 1 to 2 spare tires. And they always had those in the trunk. So it would have been nice, at least for the general's purposes, to be able to put a spare tire or 2 in the trunk. Oh, and as I was saying about American Truck Simulator, the second reason why I haven't put any videos out on it is because I did not have a microphone for my desktop. But with the Christmas season having just passed, I was fortunate enough to get a microphone for Christmas. I just have to set the microphone up. So, American Truck Simulator will be coming back once I've had time to set it up. And it's not so much the time as it is the energy. But I think while I have this video uploading, I will go ahead and set up the microphone. Ooh, we need steering knuckles. Alright, sacrificial lamb time. And actually, I apologize about that. Some local youth thinking they're Mr. Cool with their fart can exhausts on their Subaru or Honda or whatever it was just drove by. Alright, let's go get these steering knuckles repaired. And we still need to fix that other but we'll get that taken care of once we get this side together. Okay, let's go get that other set of springs repaired. And let's get it back together. So we can complete the suspension. Sway bar front end link B needs to be repaired. Now we should only have one part left to put on down here. We swing around and that is our starter. So now we should be good to put the general on the ground. So let's come in here, switch to part mount mode, put our servo in there, or otherwise better known as a brake master cylinder. Okay, so we just need to throw a cover on this. We do not have a battery tray. That's going to be a part, obviously, that can't be repaired. And at this point, we're just going to buy the last couple of pieces that we need. I will put the better battery in there, simply because I believe they would have had at least that back then. Options for a better battery. Actually, you know what? Let's go in and let's just type bracket. I'm not seeing it. I think there are other brackets we can get for the top of the battery. Yes. But you can't get one for Dodge, so... And those were not repairable. Okay, so with that, other than the interior, everything should be good. Let's go ahead and finish off the general. Okay. With this, let's send it over to the car wash real quick. Give it a real quick wash. And we're going to send her to the test path. I should say send him. Ooh, alignment's really out of whack. There we go. Wheels are all in alignment. And there we go. Headlights are in alignment. We don't really need to, but we'll do a quick dyno pull. And from when I was doing my research, the horsepower and torque this motor are pretty accurate. So the General would not quite be considered a B-class drag car, but that's okay. The General was never meant to be a drag car. It was meant to just straight up be a race car. This one, we're going to send to parking. We don't need it down in our shop anymore. This one's going to go to parking, because we don't need it at our shop anymore. This is going to go to parking. And then we're going to just move this outside. And be on the lookout, friends, for a poll as to the next car we build. So the General is car number 3 in our movie car recreations series. And this was done in honor of the guy who did the texture pack for the garage. They're all Dukes of Hazzard themed banners. You see Daisy with her Roadrunner. Everywhere you look. The entire cast there. Another of the entire cast. Got one here. Got another there. So yeah. Our General is done. And all thanks to Blue Comet on Steam, who did the livery for the car. Or I should say the texture pack. So we did the General Lee to say thank you to him. I apologize for it taking so long to get this one done. Hopefully our next movie car recreation won't take so long. With that, I wish you all a happy new year, a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, as it takes only a second to hit that button. And if you like the content, please hit that like button. Leave a comment. Share these videos if you would like. And if you have any suggestions as to other movie cars we might be able to build, leave them in the comments. Thank you all. Have a good night.